to Loomis, you're really creepy filling that little girl with your boogeyman crap. You know, she can't. She's terrified herself, but she loves Jamie.
What are we doing, Blake?
She loves her. I just can't stand her.
Oh, we're just watching Frank's live stream.
She's the next best thing to Rachel. If she were to
What's he
continue in the
talking about?
series, that would have been okay with me.
Let's see.
Here we go. The Mask.
Ending Halloween
Number
5.
one thing people hate is this mask. I think so. Now,
Seems like more and more people are
Is it
going
growing
live
on
on
us?
Friday.
Well, it is the
36
prime
years later.
time to do it.
Gonna have to. Gerard says, "How could I make this character feel human and alive when he has no right to speak and when we cannot see his face expression?"
You ever think they may be putting a little too much thought into this?
Material,
Who?
how to create a new
Everybody.
species of mask
Right.
and with
Freaking
VFX.
Halloween 5?
We went for a human.
It's a Tardo in a mask.
I wanted also to distance
Well,
myself from the plastic.
I mean,
Killing
we spent the
women.
last 10 Fridays talking about
Friday the 13th. I don't know how he got that.
Friday 13th.
I apologize.
I mean, more than 10. We do.
Offended
We
by
did.
my
It's got to be getting close to 52, huh?
Yeah, we did like 14 hours on Friday the 13th one. Yeah, we did like a whole day.
Yeah.
This the Nick
How
Cage
mad
fan
is Frank gonna be
with
that
the mask.
We're using our live to watch his
And
live.
Rich Shaw says,
What's up, Adam?
he says, I love how unhinged
Gene!
and unsettling
Don't
it
you
is."
do it ever again.
How about I put the copyright strike on you fellas?
The way Tina gets
Dude, like we
killed
care.
by
We get
my
3
boy,
strikes. We're out, Blake. We'll start a new
very,
channel.
very good.
Yep.
Jordan Decker
Everyone
says,
in the
"Back
chat,
to
y'all go watch Frank."
Y'all
Seriously, y'all go leave us and go tell Frank
Y'all go tell Frank we're watching him.
so he can get his live reaction.
Michael has had it.
Halloween 5 mask looks like a used condom. Look, does it really matter?
Today
I mean-
we're breaking down Frank's video about Halloween 5.
Yeah. If he had wore a pair of panties on his head in Halloween 1, would everybody be mad if he used a different pair of panties every sequel?
It's not the same.
They were pink last time.
Adam says I'll be back. He's leaving. That dude's the best, man.
Ends. No other one had the mask except
Well, okay, he's telling us what we shouldn't hate. Look at the size of that knife. Who uses a knife like that in the kitchen?
I actually do. Ever since I did the carnivore diet gimmick, Ronnie, I have really big knives like that.
And including a digital.
No, Frank's got a really good gimmick here, Ronnie. He's talking about he talks about movies that people generally hate on and
Yeah.
why you shouldn't. And it's really not a bad deal because I mean it's endless supply of topics, you know.
He's trying to spread positivity.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. I like that.
I
Why ain't
do
he
too.
working?
I don't know.
Did he get fired?
You know that meme of the cartoon guy without a chin? Do you think that's Frank if he shaves?
What meme is that? I've never heard
It's
of that.
like
meme.
a guy from the side and his chin like goes in.
So is this movie?
What if he had another mouth?
I
Like 2 mouths on top of each other.
Hmm.
Let's get my conclusion here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's the conclusion.
Half defendable, Blake. Half not.
There are some things that
You reckon the glass is half empty or half full?
Some things that you can look past.
It's always half empty to me.
You know, we're traumatized because we did. You know, we were in a Halloween portal for a while.
That's true.
So,
Even that could be defended.
Were we though?
I think.
Yeah.
I thought we erased that.
true. We could have been in a Halloween portal if we hadn't been really smart and was able to erase it.
And on another timeline, I think we got stuck in there.
There you go.
Movie, if you think about it,
Like those guys in Superman. We will get you, Jarrell.
Josh the Hard Guy says the Halloween 5 mask looks like a used condom.
Mm.
You need to go tell Frank that.
Josh, go tell Frank he looks like a used condom.
Now think about that.
What do you think the biggest carcass is Frank's ever disposed of?
Oh,
Bob?
elephant.
Elephant.
Yeah.
Almost the same. But a marginal.
Dragging it down the Jersey Pike or whatever it's called.
What if Frank just went nuts right now and did the Burger King guy gimmick?
we might
We got to see it live.
you know, evil being transferred or evil, you know, being with somebody, you know, from the start.
You reckon he really believes what he's saying about Halloween 5? Remember, Blake, we had Halloween 5 on a VHS, and we watched it over and over.
Yeah, we did.
Is that Halloween 5 falls in
I always thought that the beginning intro to 5 with that knife going crazy was really scary.
Jamie's story, just like how
Jim Bob, what's up?
Did you ever watch Cocaine Bear? You didn't. I know you didn't.
Can't afford it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Right here, Halloween 5 is fun in its own way. We'll watch this movie. It's half defendable.
We got to figure out how to snag her, Ronnie.
Who?
I hope I did
That whoever he just popped up, the Leanna.
What about him?
She does good work promoting channels and stuff. We need her on our side.
Jordan Decker says,
I believe Bud talked me into buying the 4K version of H. And why? I mean, if you can watch it one time.
Bud's a hell of a salesman.
Yeah.
I tried to.
Friday is the only one of the big three I've seen every movie. Well,
wow.
Overall, they're the better movies.
Okay.
Halloween's top heavy. They've got the really classic movie and then just bad sequels. Like, my bad, average horror movies after that. So everybody complains because they're not the classic that started.
Because if you really didn't like it, you would have gotten up and left.
I've seen there's Bud.
It's Bud.
I've seen all the Halloweens, Adam, and I've seen all the Fridays. I hadn't seen all the Elm Streets and Chainsaw Massacres and any of the others. I guess the Living Dead.
That's it.
Would that count, Ronnie?
Yeah.
The only thing I like about
Just the main four though.
Yeah.
And,
4.
And Rich Shaw says,
I don't know.
I think
Night, dawn, day, and land.
Land. There was like 5 after that he made straight to DVD.
Well, then I can't say I've seen them all. Then
if it's third,
I agree, Josh. It's the better franchise.
overall, it's the more fun, better franchise.
Like, didn't we do a Friday night where we compared the sequels, like 1 versus 1, 2 plus, and all that? Did we do that?
Sounds like something we did.
Let's go ahead and take credit for it.
Yeah.
I never heard somebody say that this is last for them.
Yeah, Adam, that's true. There's quite a few. Oh, we got Frank on the big screen now.
Look at Frank's background. That dude's doing some work. I got a wall back here.
Yeah, I mean, I got Cool Runnings on VHS right here, Ronnie.
Frank have this? You got that, Frank?
You got this, Frank? Huh?
I love H3 when it comes on TV.
Frank with a small fortune behind him. There's Voorhees' mom's head right there from Never Hike Alone 2.
Where at?
Right there behind him, that big thing between the two masks he's got.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It looks like the elephant, or the gorilla. Who would win, 100 gorillas or Frank?
Frank, he's already won that.
My wife and I both team Friday 13th. Well, you got a good one.
I do too. It is one of my favorites.
I thought you were going to say, let's see her.
I think
No.
I think he's savage.
You think he brushes that beard out?
Yeah.
It looks good. It's really a good
that's what I'm
beard.
saying. Like, it's well manicured. Plus, didn't Darren tell us that he's like a no, Frank admitted it. Like, he's a germaphobe or whatever. He's always washing his hands and after he doo-doos and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, so he's putting shampoo and conditioner in that beard.
Let's figure out how to close out like a pro.
Celebrate 45 years of one of the worst movies of the franchise. Friday the 13th. Darren and I don't like it. We can. I think it's boring. And we.
That's his crutch, Ronnie.
For me, the series.
Which I found out my crutch is I always say
And for you mothers out there.
All you mothers.
Richards asks, you think that Darren and Frank screwed in the hotel room at age 45?
I do.
Lift the finger. That's what the husband and the kids are for. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, bud.
He's a great guy. Dude, he closed out early.
Look at that. Frankly speaking, are that bunch of movie reels and people
I thought it was
yelling
dead
at him?
bodies. I thought it was dead bodies.
No, everybody's the mob yelling at him.
This has been Frankly Speaking with Frank. Hey, look at all this stuff. Oh, that's my stuff. All right.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Hey, everybody.
You must. No, wait. We got all kind of good stuff. Hold on. Let's do this.
You were my sweetheart of the long ago. You're still my sweetheart, and I love you so. sweetheart, girl of the long ago. I bless the day we met, my dear.
If I had to leave you, baby, would it hurt you? Would you cry a lot if I wasn't there? If I was suddenly taken from you, sweetheart, light a say a prayer. If my brains were turning mushy, would you want me? If I burned up in a fire, if I swallowed nitric acid, that's a huge bitch. Or would you just think that I class? Oh, darling, please tell me now, 'cause the lights are getting dim. Oh, baby dumpling, why can't I once just win? If I should die before I hold you, life was one big sham. You're all I want in loving, besides those on your man. If I was lying, hurt, and bleeding, would you love me? Blood was gushing round my head, would you care? If my lips were torn and mangled, would you kiss me? Or would you turn your back on me like I were there? If I were dragged by wild horses, would you miss me? If vultures pecked out both my eyes, would you cry? If all my limbs were pulled out of their sockets, would you hug me closer, just tell me goodbye? Oh, darling.
Well, I'm deep.
What popped you in that? Hey, he's Blake. I'm Ronnie. All the good names we're taking podcast, production, possibly Friday 13th, blah, blah, blah. There. Blake, what popped you in the middle of all that intro?
It was definitely, this movie was made by somebody with sinus problems. So viewer discretion advised. I've never noticed in the intro, which I know is 3.5-year-old intro, how good your legs look in that pool, dude.
I have great legs.
You have really good legs.
Yes, I have damn good legs. I will brag about those. Good tan, good musculature. What did George Takei used to say on musculature or something like that? They look good. Good calves, good knees, good feet to be flat.
Total package.
There you go. So, Blake, it's Friday, and once again, we're back with Friday the 13th content till we get a proper movie. We're not talking about the series. And we're finishing up the Never Hike Alone right now, as of right now, the Never Hike Alone trilogy by talking about Never Hike Alone 2.
You think he's going to keep going and ruin it?
Well, let's put ourselves in his shoes. Let's say our name was One Trick Pony. and we made something that was really popular, and then the whole world got COVID. So we made a little 20-minute thing to try to take money off of them then. Then everybody started healing, and we made another sequel that tied the first two movies together. But we cornered ourselves by doing something that would end our timeline of the franchise. Then, as we sat around and realized rent's due, it's time to make more Friday 13th. What would you do?
I'd keep making them.
Thanks. Whoa, my freaking phone, Blake.
Oh,
Anyway,
how's it been going? Pretty good week.
really busy.
Yeah.
Really busy week. What about you?
Same. We rolled out with that Busch Light apple this week, and it was insane.
Busch Light,
Busch Light apple. If you don't know what it is, Google it.
I will. Hold on. Let's see what we got in the chat real quick, and then we'll go to bed. Let's see. Josh the Hard Guy says, my wife, okay, we've been talked about that one. Jim Bob says, feel the rhythm, feel the ride. Let's go, Jamaica. It's bobsled time. I love it. Bud says, Halloween is greater than Friday, and he will debate it on camera.
Well, yeah. I mean, Friday is a comedy movie with Ice Cube. We're talking about Friday 13th in here, though, bud.
That's right. Adam says Frank knows better. Pop in. Pat from That Halloween Movie Collector. Go check his channel out. He's great. Blake, Pat is doing is it his favorite horror movie of every year he's been alive, or the best horror movie from every year he's been alive?
Yeah.
I think it's the best. And then I go to watch it, and it's just like music and clips of the horror movies. I thought he was like going to tell me every year. Like, for example, Blake, 1991. I was 42 years old, and the best movie that year that was a horror movie was, then he says the name and tells me why. Instead, it's just like music and clips. I don't want that. I want, whenever I flip over to Pat's channel, I want Pat and Brett. I want the jorts. I want the hat. I want them drinking the beers that I never heard of. I want them throwing their money in my face as they spend, all of their expendable income on stuff that they'll never use in their life. And when they die, their kids are just going to throw it in the dumpster or sell it immediately. I want that.
See, I think they both have plans for that stuff. I think they both have made plans. Hey, if something ever happens to me, this is what you do with this stuff.
They're going to donate it to, like Mr. Deeds, United Negro College Fund.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Back in the chat. Let's see right here. He goes, were you watching Frank live? Yeah, we were watching Frank live. Everybody was watching Frank. Frank's the man.
We need everybody watching Frank.
Yeah.
He needs 30,000 live viewers.
Friday for me, although I think Halloween is stronger of the. Oh, that's because we were talking about which franchise was better. He said that Friday 13th. Nick's here. What's going on, Nick? There you go. Blake says these intros Ronnie makes get longer and longer every week. Thank you, Blake.
You're welcome.
Adam says sinuses. Pat says nice stems. Thanks, Pat. Let's go. Josh is, let's see. Okay, here you go. Pat. There you go. Busch Light apple's good.
Yep.
Nick says, you ditched my Taco Tuesday, Ronnie. Your ass better have been busy. Nick, I have a great excuse for why we didn't do Taco Tuesday.
Let's hear it.
I forgot. By the time I remembered it was Tuesday at work, I realized that nobody could do Taco Tuesday. Tim is busy. Blake is busy. And, sometimes it's probably
the movie that you pick get rejected on every platform or something like that.
Yeah. Every movie I always pick gets rejected. I was surprised that I made it by myself in the last one, the 15 minutes before we got the taco. But now that you brought that up, Nick, Blake has a good idea. We're going to have to implement other bingo strategies into our streams now that we found a good card. We're going to have to do like T's and crosses and X's and stuff like that. So Taco Tuesday will be back. It might not be this Tuesday because this next week's going to be wild too, but it's okay to take a couple weeks off from that because you can burn that really quick. Bud says the comeback's canceled already. So Blake, don't call it a comeback. They do want to hear you, Pat. I want to hear that.
We really do. That dude's very knowledgeable. I like listening, and I'm not even like a huge music guy. I love listening to him talk about music.
I haven't, I did tune in one time for the Kiss stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm very stupid when it comes to music. I know nothing.
Oh, I'm the same way, and I think that's why I like listening to him.
Okay. Nick says, do whatever. Bring it on. Whenever you're ready to play. Nick loves some Taco Tuesday, Blake.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's catching on.
All right. Don't know how long we're going to go tonight, guys. Thanks for everybody that's here. I've got notes, Blake. So if you see me looking over there, I know you love to see me look over there for the notes. I'm checking out our X numbers right now. They look pretty good. So there you go. Blake, Never Hike Alone 2.
I've noticed that our name on YouTube says ATGNAT Productions now.
That's right. We have done a slight name change, Blake. Your idea. We told everybody at the beginning of this year that we were going to do a lot of things that were very different than they were used to seeing as we sit here and right now with two boxes beside each other talking about a movie.
Yeah,
but
doing the same thing.
Yeah, we promised that there would be different stuff, and there has been. There were Portal videos. There's been your little documentaries that you've done. We have different stuff, and we've got other stuff that we're planning to do. We will be throwing some trailers out there for you guys in the near future, if that's what you're into. And if it's not, you don't have to watch it, obviously. But me and Blake have some ideas. We have some content ideas. We have the way to interweave some stuff we want to do that's original with stuff that's just static like we're doing right now. Because we do like talking about Friday 13th, but when it comes down to it, any channel you go to on YouTube is going to have a box with two asses right there next to each other arguing about it. Usually they do the negative gimmick. This sucks. Why? Or sometimes they do the positive and the negative, like the battery in your car, Blake.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they're both positive, and usually those are a couple of H to the O MOs. So, and look, those channels are flourishing too, Blake. Like I found some guy's got like 60,000 subs, and all he does is sit there and be sweet as he can be talking about horror movies.
Good for him. Let's talk about how shitty Vince's movie is.
All right, Never Hike Alone 2. I want to go from the beginning to the end.
Okay.
But first, just overall thoughts of rewatching this movie.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, you follow the product?
Well, I was gonna say last week during Never Hike in the Snow, I said I thought I remember really liking the guy's mom. I thought she did a really good job, but I didn't see it in that. I got the movies confused, Ronnie. She is a million times better in Never Hike Alone 2. I thought she was just really, really good to be starring in a fan-made movie. I think she might be the best actor in this movie.
Well, one of the things I saw, one of my notes was, what's her name? Dr. Hill.
Dr. Hill, yeah.
With a little better acting in this movie. It's like halfway down.
Plus, I think I might have a little crush on her. I think she's really pretty.
Really?
Well, the thing is,
she's plainer than a pair of tidy whities.
Well, that's my thing, Ronnie. I'm trying to figure out how I can say this. Okay, so I've got a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So I've been a parent pretty much my entire adult life.
Yeah.
And I'm really into the tired mom look because it's realistic, And she's got that tired mom look. Like, give me the tired mom look over, Sydney Sweeney or Brittany Griner any day.
You just got to call what you said, Brittany Griner. After watching it, the issues I have with this movie, and we'll talk about it, are Rick Cologne. Absolutely, to me, the worst part of this movie.
Okay, so let me counter that with, which by the way, I think I agree, but let me counter that with this. Is it that much different than his character in part 6?
Okay. And that therein lies the problem that I talked about last week with him. There's no development. Even though in this movie, countless times, we either see Rick Cologne have, and I've got clips of these, have a nightmare about something, or him looking over case files. And let's bring that up real quick. And him bringing up case files while he's asleep, Blake. So let me get through this. Blake, you asked me to do this, and this was probably right here. Latest victim identified. I got this one quick. Locals were shocked, Blake.
Yeah.
Right. So
Can I just say, you and I have always been a fan of
what's wrong?
I thought about something earlier. You and I have always been a fan of stuff like this in movies. The radio broadcast, the news telecasts, and like newspaper clippings. I asked you to do this. I asked you to clip these so we could try to catch some hidden Easter eggs that I know Vinny put in there. And there you go. It says local gays missing. I missed that earlier when I watched it. So I'm glad you were able to grab this for me.
Yeah, I mean, anything for you. So,
and that, okay, can you go back to that? Because I'm looking at that picture. It says local gays missing, Ronnie. Vincent DeSanti caught rubbing dongs. Okay. Local gays missing. And when you zoom in, it looks like two guys I know. This is completely.
They may have been backers for the
probably
thing.
That's probably one of the perks of being a backer for the film was you get to appear in a newspaper clipping. So, yeah, these newspaper clippings, I mean, listen, blink and you miss it, right, Ronnie?
Yeah, because it goes through like really quick. I had to get I just love that quote there. So, okay, let me get through. Here is what Deputy Rick Cologne is looking at in his desk. Okay. And you can see the sheriff up here in the top right corner. For some reason, he's got the two people that died in the shower right there on the right. Blake's still laughing for some reason. And then you've got Tommy right there in the middle. You've got all this stuff, people that he knows have died, courtesy of somebody. Not in, his ex-sheriff boss was folded in half. And he's still we get the scene at the end where he goes, he's real. So who back in 86 did they say killed all these people, Blake?
I don't know, but like defending Rick Cologne, Ronnie, he never encountered Jason. He was locked in the cell the whole night.
Well, that's true. But then he's got to know that Tommy Jarvis didn't go to jail. And Megan was there saying it was Jason Voorhees, and other cops were dead in a brutal way. And the camp guys were dead in brutal ways. So
my thing is Tommy and Megan and all the kid survivors, they got to say, hey, it was Jason. Jason's in the lake. Or because of Tommy's theory, does he not tell him that Jason's in the lake?
Why do they have a picture of Mark Jarvis with the machete through his head? That happened on the porch, Blake. He would have been down by the water. I mean, how did they get that picture?
Wait, this is a mistake.
Yeah, Vinny. So there you go.
It's true.
Yeah. Blake.
Maybe Jason took that picture, Ronnie?
He could have.
I mean, a camera played a part in, this movie.
That's true. Blake, I added this right here. I know this has nothing to do with anything. First, I thought this actor sort of looked like the guy that played RoboCop in the new movie. I can't remember his name.
Never seen it.
But he's wearing the traditional long sleeve shirt with a polo over it.
Yeah.
But he still has man boobs.
Yeah, and he's doing that to try to hide that. I do that a lot during cold season. I'll wear a long sleeve and then throw one of these, on top of it. Oh, you
still do that? Because I was going to ask, has anybody done that since the 90s?
I do it all the time. Okay. I do it 4 days a week.
Let me back it up because the first thing. All right. Well, yeah, this was going to be something we discuss later, but I visited the Friday the 13th fan club again, Blake. And as you can see, this guy right here said this camp counselor leveled up to 44 today. And
what does
that's
that mean?
He turned 44. It was his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, buddy.
But what I was looking at in the background, look at that vent. Look how dirty it is.
Yeah, that's not good.
Then at the top, I found a couple more. You look back. A couple more. If you look up here on the top right, this guy named Mitchell Solomon, who's got a thing that says he's a rising contributor.
Yeah.
He said, thanks for adding me. Fun fact. Did you know a young Kevin Bacon was in the first Friday the 13th, and he was killed about 30 minutes into the movie after his sex scene?
That is a fun fact.
Brian Gordon's comment was no shit.
Did you know Jason's not in the movie?
And down here was a guy trying to get some, follow up to a question he asked. He goes,
yeah,
I asked this question in another Friday the 13th group. And basically I just got made fun of. Instead of stupid question. I don't know what that means. But nevertheless, I'm asking here. In the beginning of Friday the 13th, part 2, the red-headed blonde, I don't remember her name. It's in her home to which looks like the city, and Jason kills her. How the hell did he get over there? How did he get to her? He doesn't have a car. He didn't take a taxi, and Uber wasn't invented yet. So how the hell did he get to her? Can someone answer that to me, please? It's one of them plot lines that just don't make any GD sense.
I don't know why we had to go cussing there at the end. I mean, do you have an answer, Ronnie? I mean, I think he makes a great point.
Well, anybody that's ever
There
seen...
wasn't Uber back then.
No, he was right. There's definitely no Ubers back then. One of the things that... Why are you laughing?
Adam points out the first thing I noticed. Red-headed blonde.
Mikey says that guy's a YouTube channel. Smooth Vent Check. His boss in this movie. Oh, and Josh the horror guy. He rollerbladed to her while listening to Even Flow. Okay. So, anybody that knows Friday 13th and knows that the redheaded blonde decided to stay at the Crystal Lake area, and she was living in town, which is close to where Crystal Lake was. Jason just walked into town and killed the redheaded blonde.
Right.
And then took the body back with him, to molest.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get back to the beginning, because the first thing, guys, and if you guys get bored, feel free to bail. But Blake said, Ronnie, can you get some screen captures of everything we see at the beginning of the movie? So let me pull some stuff up really quickly, Blake. I can't remember what my first clip was of the movie. Let me find it. Might have been Jason.
I really like this movie on the rewatch, Ronnie.
You did?
Yeah, I really did.
So the movie starts off with a Tommy Jarvis dream. And let's look at it, Blake, and then we'll discuss it.
Okay.
Is it because of Jason?
First off, this was the big deal whenever the Never Hike Alone 2 trailer came out. People were like, Jason's going to get Tommy's son. But if you paid close attention, it was supposed to look like Corey Feldman from Friday the 13th Part 4. Now, psychologically, Blake, I don't know what this says about Tommy, because is he supposed to be looking at a son? Does he consider himself his own child? Or what is going on here? Because he's acting very daddish to what is him in a younger state. So can you explain this to me?
I can't, Ronnie. Moving on.
And anyway, Jason's just going to come out of the water and get this little guy. So, what do you think about Tommy Jarvis, Tom Matthews? How's he look?
I think he looks good. I could have done without the
Hair.
no. I like the hair. I like the scraps, but I could have done without the callbacks to part 6 with the terminology. Like I didn't have to hear maggot head that many times or pussy or whatever he said. He looks good.
Where did you hear that name?
He does look good, and his voice is still great. He should be doing like narration work.
The kids at school. They said he drowned in the lake. And that he's still down there,
Everybody knows except Chef Cologne.
waiting.
Your friends sound retarded.
Waiting
Your friend Tommy's dead.
for what?
Not catching shit with that pole.
To pull
No, look at hair.
What if he called Jason?
Dude, if he pulled Jason.
180 pounder right here.
Oh,
Big tuna.
all right. What do you think about Vinny coming out of the water like that, Blake? Good. The music in this one is, I'm going to say this, next level.
Yeah, I call that a scream. Vinny loves using that scream. He used it in a couple of the other movies. I think it's really well done.
It's usually what he hears when he smiles.
Mm-hmm.
Look at hair.
Looks good. Vinny really killed that kid.
You took my line. They had to do like mouth to mouth on that kid, and he didn't drown. So this is the opening. If you're just joining us to Never Hike Alone Part 2, we're fixing to get a nod to Friday 13th Part 5. I don't know if I kept it on here or not, Blake. Let's keep watching. I had to acknowledge that. What if Tommy just had a heart attack at the beginning of the movie and died?
That would
would
be the
be
way to go.
That'd been a bold choice for Dasani. We had him for we could only afford him for 7 minutes. What do you want? He goes to pissing like Nasty Ned.
Yeah.
Jason is alive.
Do you think Tommy had to? I mean, Tommy. Do you think Vincent had to pay for that voiceover right there? Jason's alive.
I don't think he paid for anything.
So Blake saw this in the opening and asked me to get as much of it as he could, and we'll go back to the slides here in a minute. But I just wanted to show the opening scene.
Sorry you didn't listen to me. Take a nap, Junior. You kill my friend, now he's good. No!
Guts were beat.
Would it have been too much to mention Trish?
They couldn't afford it.
No, just to mention her.
Oh,
Or Megan. Oh, he pissed again.
didn't they mention Megan in one of the other ones? No.
I don't think so. Hey, we could live watch this, right? And we wouldn't get flagged?
Shouldn't.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I just wanted to treat this movie with the respect it needed to be treated with, Blake.
So apparently Tom Matthews is 5'4".
Yeah, because Vinny's 6 foot.
Yeah.
Vinny's probably stabbing on
He's probably, he's on a bar
a
stool.
box. Yeah.
Looks great right there.
Dude, one thing Vincent Dasani does in his 3 movies is he makes sure Jason looks as cinematic. Cinematic?
I like it.
Okay, we'll go with it. He looks as cinematic as possible in every scene that he's in. dare I say, Vincent Dasani has the best looking Jason scenes in the entire franchise. Outside of part 4, where Jason's turning his head when Tommy's saying, "Do you remember?" And possibly part 6, where he turns around and looks at the camera. And part 3, where
Now you're doing work.
great intro, Blake. It was great. But I did all this work, and I don't think we can really see anything.
Yeah.
Okay. If you look at this, there's a Tardo picture over to the left. It looks like some drawings that Vin probably did himself, and he thinks they're really good. Over here, there's a lot of stuff we really can't make out, Blake. I'm going to blow this up just so I can see. It says mass murderer's body is missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a missing person, this fat girl here that's here like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So
what an annoying way to spell Jamie, too.
Oh, you've sent me something.
Yeah, that's what I screenshot earlier. It's Tommy Jarvis's case file on the sheriff's computer.
Looks good. So I don't know how to put this on here now, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't either.
This right here looks like pictures that he's taken of the camp. For some reason, he has arts and crafts written down. I don't know why you would take the time to do that, Blake, and with an arrow, or I don't know.
I assumed this was like part of the set, and he just forgot and put it in the movie. It's like storyboard and everything, you know.
3 missing teens. He just took the picture from Blair Witch Project and put 3 people that probably paid money on there. Let's see. What's that say? Police. Alice
said Alice Hardy.
Alice Hardy. Okay. My eyes are going.
Yeah.
This next one right here, deputy goes missing. Over the little note right here, was told to go home. Why wouldn't he gay?
Yeah.
Up at the top, will lead. What's that mean? Local boy reported missing. I'm guessing Mark Hill. That's going to be Dr. Hill's son.
Yeah.
He took it in the face. Cabin explosion felt for miles. This is obviously talking about part 7. And Rick Cologne would have still been the deputy. How did they explain this? John Zazzozo over here definitely looks like somebody that would have paid money to, fund this campaign.
Yeah.
So you got that. Now sliding over here, Manhattan. A nice little throwback, Blake, of a map. I don't know why Tommy would need a map of Manhattan, Blake. Explain
where it was.
Okay. I figured it was a Rocky Dennis situation. He was just putting little things there where he wanted to visit. At the end of it, Rocky Dennis dies. But before he dies, he takes all the pins out because he knows he ain't going nowhere. And then Cher gets all upset and starts putting them back in if she finds him dead.
Well, then Sam Elliott comes over and puts a dent in her, though.
Don't worry about
Make
him.
you feel good, baby.
What really happened? Remembering Lakeview's graduate cruise disaster. And then it looks like
consider that a disaster?
Well, they probably blamed all those kids dying on the fact that the ship sunk. And a few of them survived. Look at all these pins that's pushed into. Is this the layout of the ship? Why would Tommy Jarvis need a layout of the ship, Blake?
He wants to know the ins and outs of everything, Roddy.
In case he's ever a tugboat captain.
When you're obsessed with something, this is what you do. Now, who's that on the right? Is that the mom?
That's the mom, and you got a young Tommy throwing up the DDP.
Wow.
Right there. Yeah. And Trish. So there you go.
Cool.
Yep. And I don't know, is this a bottle of
McLaughlin?
Something to drink? Is that what it says?
Mm-hmm.
McLaughlin?
I think so.
Like the director from part 6. There you go. Then you have these tapes. Crystal Lake Summer. I don't know what this is. Did they have like yearbooks for Crystal Lake camping? Or is this like the journals? Not journals, but what do you call them? The registers of people that signed in. I don't know what the connection of this top book, No Exit, and 3 other plays. Somebody in the chat, Google that real quick and let us know when I come back to the chat. Better know. This next one, Blake, I can't tell what this is. It could be nudity. Okay. So here's one that I sort of didn't understand, Blake. Latest victim identified. Local community member and mother of 2, latest to be identified in the murders. Latest to be identified murders. Dude, who wrote this? Local community member and mother of 2, latest to be identified murders. Anyway, in the back, obviously another GoFundMe guy. But over here, Tommy's got a little Post-it note that says Mom's Connection ? What does that mean? He was there. He knows the connection is they had a house on Crystal Lake and Jason wandered over to that side of the lake. Blake, Poet didn't know it.
Wow.
So are you paying attention or am I talking to myself? Am I talking this tin can by myself?
No, I like this movie.
Okay. So what does he mean, his mom's connection? Immediately thought of your ex post, Blake, where you had it all tied together like Ozark.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought, I've been watching a lot of Ozarks here lately, Ronnie, and what if
Mama run a cruise.
What if some criminals came into town and like nobody goes on this property because of the legend of Jason or whatever. So what if we do all our drug dealings and hide our money and hide our bodies out there, and eventually Jason shows up?
Wasn't there an idea to do like an apartment complex or something like in Part 7 at Crystal Lake? They would come in and buy it up and develop it.
I've never heard that, but
yeah,
that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I think it does. Anyway, this next one, Matt, this is just a close up, of some of this stuff. I can't really make it out what he's saying up here. Jamie Erickson's missing. That's got about as much to do with anything as when we were breaking down the missing poster on Halloween Ends trailers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We thought they'd actually tell us something. Little did we know. We've seen this one already, Blake, so we know what this one is up close. We saw this one, a disturbing headline, but it was Vincent just trying to get his name in there.
Yeah.
It moved through so quick you can barely see it. Luke Gallows on the back left.
Why did Tommy put that on the wall though? That had nothing to do with Jason.
Maybe he thought it was funny.
Oh.
Then here it is again. Mom's Connection. Locals were shocked. And, then we're into this right here,
so
Blake.
We know Vincent, go back to the last shot, the security guard. We know Vincent DeSanti is really big into fitness. He's posting videos of him running, working out. He's a stud.
Sprint day.
Off air, he has told us how much he dislikes obese people, fat people, right? So his favorite scene in this movie was when he got to kill this fat lady.
Well, let's go straight to that.
Okay.
Because Vince is, I got to find it, but Vince is a student of horror.
Is he?
Yes. And he knows that in the movie, the funniest kills are fat people. Yes. That's the reason I've asked him numerous times, put me in a movie, kill me. And he basically did with this Nurse Bonnie. We're about the same size. So he threw little Easter eggs into his movie because he knows that everybody loves the fat guy from Roadhouse and Hamburger the Motion Picture. I mean, come on. But he also knows that same fat guy had a very memorable death in cheerleader camp.
He did. And
Vincent, he pretty much, honored that by doing this kill right here. Let me bring it up. And I named it cheerleader camp spot on my thing so I could find it.
What the?
Okay. So this is a little long right here. If I did the right thing, I think this is. Yeah. Well, look.
3.
They had to, it's probably who his girlfriends were at the time. So
what's going on out there?
Very cool scene, Blake, when it goes to red. Very cool scene. Can I say this too?
Sure. Say it.
After watching these 3 movies, my favorite character is the YouTube guy.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
I like this guy. And if
we found out doing research that he was in a Skinamax movie too. Andrew.
That's what I like him the best in.
Mm-hmm.
Hammering it.
Silver Fox.
Yep. Old too. Like you can't do anything. I mean, can't do anything.
Ronnie, is Jason a ghost? Eli Cortez.
Another great cinematic shot right there of Jason's face with red in the background. You just asked a question. I think if we could get Vinny on. Oh, sorry. If we could get Vinny on and have him answer in sentences rather than novels, we could ask him, is it a ghost? And he can't say yes because the ghost gets its head cut off and is dead. And everybody knows can't kill a ghost. Right, Blake?
Ghostbusters?
Well, they wasn't afraid of no ghosts. They could just contain them.
Yeah.
So, and
guys in the chat, give us a movie where a ghost is killed. I know it's happened. I just can't think right now.
Oh, well, his name is Ghost Jason. Top notch.
That's tough.
Holy shit.
Now that's scary. Ghost Dad. I'm not even opposed to these shots like this, Blake, because it's clever and it's effective. You know, some people might want to say, "Oh, found footage." When you go, no, we see this all the time when a law-abiding cop pulls over a piece of crap and shoots them for mouthing off. Yeah. We get this wonderful footage right here.
April 13th, 2017. Oh my God.
All right, you guys just listen up because I'm Jason. I'm going to kill every one of yous. But I'm going to give Cologne a little heat here and let him shoot me 40 times because we had to pay him $1,200. All right. Rest of y'all are lucky to be working with somebody like me. They mentioned me on the Twitter. Okay. I'm the next Friday the 13th director. Wrong. Run! And for everybody paying attention, we are sort of like going all over the place. We didn't start at the beginning. Here we go. My favorite part of the movie. Here comes this fatty.
Gotcha, Jugs.
Blake, how far would she have made it before she had to stop anyway? Would she have made it to this guy right here in the front before she had to stop?
Hit play, and I'll tell you when she has to stop.
Oh no!
What'd you do, boy?
I messed up, man. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Is that the only way out? I mean, is running by the killer? You couldn't go the other way?
There's no easy way out, Blake. There's no shortcut home.
She gets tired right there.
It stops and does the bend over thing.
Go without me. Look at
what
that.
do you think the job description was for this nurse?
The job description?
Yeah, like when they were like, we need this type of actress to be Nurse Bunny.
Oh, okay. They probably just had huge in parentheses.
Fattest woman you can find.
We make fun of Vinny all the time because he pretends to be a superior athlete.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to bench 350, Ronnie. He's holding her up. There you go. Did Vince bench press her off screen?
Tommy said should have made it the vending machine on level 4.
He probably did push-ups on top of her neck.
Oh, it's Rocky IV reference, not Cobra. Must be able to squeeze bananas, is what Adam said it said. Okay. She must have squeezed Vinny's banana to get this job. I thought for a second this guy was going to be a hero and like come back and try to save her and get killed too. Maybe they had like a couple thing going.
See, the thing is, he's not looking at Jason in that shot. He just saw his haircut in the mirror.
Instead, he just watches her get her guts beat.
Mm-hmm.
This is the cheerleader camp spot. If you guys want to go watch a movie when we get through in a couple of minutes, go watch cheerleader camp. Fat guy gets his guts blowed out just like this.
You're not supposed to wear your name tag that low.
No, and look at this idiot. Vinny's just putting the slow-mo on the fat belly. Can you imagine her when they brought in the prosthetic belly and it was, smaller in her belly?
Go get me 40 packs of Conecuh sausage, guys. And that'll be lunch.
I'll give executive producer perk to the first guy that brings me 25 pounds of link sausage.
Hey, Rick, lunch. We're having sausage dogs today. Wasn't this shit on the floor?
Clean this shit up. I messed up again. I'm sorry.
Now, we talk about how the red light is cool.
Yeah.
But are we being worked here, Ronnie? Is he using that because he is brilliant and wants to hide something?
Yeah, he wants to hide how plain that damn hospital hallway looks.
How plain the hospital looks, the gore.
And probably it's not a hospital hallway. It's probably a storage building.
The blood. He wants to hide all of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you got to drink tonight?
Me?
You went to Sonic?
I don't go to Sonic. We're sponsored by Sonic.
That's right. I knew that.
Yeah. My wife brings me a Sonic drink home from work every day or every Friday.
So for the people not in the South, what is a drink? What is in the drink?
I don't know. It's like a Diet Coke. I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is?
Oh, God.
It's not Sprite, right?
It's not Sprite. It's like a Diet Coke.
Is it Diet Coke or Coke Zero? I know it's one or the other because you're doing the sugar-free.
Oh, it's definitely diet.
Yeah.
What kind of drink is this? Diet Cherry, Diet Dr. Pepper. Thank you, baby. Diet Cherry, Diet Dr. Pepper.
I'm proud of you.
Well, look, we got to stay.
Cherry, Dr. Pepper.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Adam Stevens says a license plate's about to fall out of her stomach. You drank that water, homie. All right, let's go. We got to get through this scene. I wonder what Vince is saying to her right there. You're one big B.
Now, is he sleeping with her? Because I could care less if my coworkers are getting killed.
Well, that's the reason I said it's got to be like a little thing going on there.
What was that? What does that fell out? Was that steak?
Pancreas.
Vinny with the widespread base here.
This is the most expensive shot of the scene because they had to do a crane so she could lean back like that because there's no way Vinny's holding her like that, and she doesn't have the strength to do that, okay? So this is where your money went on GoFundMe or gov.bar, whatever it was that y'all donated to. It was for them to bring a crane in right here. Just big enough.
The head on the floor is a good touch, too.
Yeah, it looks real. And then this guy runs off. But yeah, I thought that was a nod to, for 30 minutes ago when I said that was a nod to cheerleader camp, I thought that was a good nod to cheerleader camp, Blake. Let me check my notes. Love the beginning of this movie. Love the music. The Tommy seeing himself on the deck was a pretty good opening. And I thought him staring at Jason in the hospital room was a very meta throwback to part 5. All right. Next note. Should have gotten grown Corey Feldman to play the part of Tommy on the dock at the beginning. And then grown Corey Feldman gets pulled under the water.
Yeah, that'd have been good. It probably would have been cheaper than the kid.
They really drown him. Okay.
Vinny is way too smart to let Corey Feldman anywhere near his projects.
He did do a movie with Corey Feldman and said he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Dude, are you crazy? Vinny would let Corey Feldman be in a project in a heartbeat.
No, he wouldn't.
In a heartbeat.
No, he wouldn't.
Now, here is a question. Blake and Ronnie, what is your favorite Friday the 13th? That means Josh is tired of hearing us talk about Never Hike Alone 2.
Mine is
Part
the
6.
original, Josh.
Part 6. Without a doubt, it's part 6. Doc Holliday said he should do a Friday movie for free. I guess he's talking about Feldman. Maybe Jason is zombie Corey Haim. I like it, Blake. Let me see what we got left right here as far as clips, Blake. Let me go to video file.
This is a really good movie.
I did like, Tommy at the very beginning of it. I can't remember if I got the footage of it, but Tommy's going cabin to cabin with that shotgun searching for Jason.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a nice little, thing that they did. I actually really like that. Let's see. Where we at?
Makes you wonder why I didn't find him.
Yeah, why didn't Jason come get, unless Jason was chasing the guy that, stalking the guy that was the YouTuber. Let's see.
The shovel from the original plays a part too.
What are you talking about?
Ain't that what Tom Matthews holds up to block the axe shot from Jason? And then
Can't be the shovel from the original, but the original part. You mean Friday the 13th? I was thinking you meant part 6.
No, I mean Hike Alone.
Okay, probably.
Remember what Andrew's promoting in the tent? He's promoting this new shovel.
Yeah.
I think Tommy picks it up and blocks the axe shot, and then Jason breaks it, and he goes, "Piece of shit." So I thought that was clever. And I think when gorgeous Dr. Hill shows up, she uses the same axe to axe Jason a question. She uses the same axe to hit him that he used in Never Hike in the Snow to kill her son.
These video clips are going to be the death of me. So let's just talk about the main parts of the movie. He ties together Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow in this movie because we get to see everything Tommy did leading up to Never Hike Alone. Tommy goes out there. He checks everything around. He's arguing with the sheriff, Rick Cologne, who is still trying to blame Tommy for all this for some reason. And then we get to see, what's his name, Blake? Help me in the chat. What's the YouTuber's name? Brad
Dourif?
Yeah, Brad Dourif reveals himself as, the guy from Never Hike Alone Part 1, and that hasn't happened yet. He hasn't been stabbed. Okay, so that goes back to, I was like, okay,
Andrew.
Vinny, is it Andrew? Vinny is fisting to put a sex scene in Never Hike Alone 2. His name's Kyle, according to Josh. And we get 2 scumbags in a tent, Blake. And I'm immediately thinking, why would anybody ever try to follow up a tent scene in the Friday the 13th franchise when we've already saw the best tent scene we could ever see, which was those 2 people in the tent in Jason Goes to Hell. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right, dude.
It can't get no better. So why even try to duplicate? But he doesn't do that. Instead, we get to see Kyle fall outside of their tent. We get to see these 2 get killed.
Well, what bothers me is Vinny went out and found the smallest pair of titties in the world.
We get to see these 2 sort of hold Jason up for a little bit while this guy gets on out there. And then eventually, how does the ambulance end up out there, Blake?
That's a great question. Somebody calls them.
I thought for a second.
No,
I know how it ends up there, Blake. There was a scene. Let me find the video. There was a scene that Jason kills a park ranger and he's in the back of a car. So here comes that scene. And I've got some questions about that when we're watching.
I see. Well, I guess we'll take it from here then. Thanks.
So if you're just now joining us, we were trying to debate how did they find Kyle out in the woods, and it was because this park ranger right here actually finds the body and calls them out there. But for some reason here in just a second, Jason is going to be behind her driver's seat, sort of like Michael Myers in Halloween 1978. You ever saw that movie, Blake?
Never.
Welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
And it also is a little bit better because watching, Never Hike Alone, I was like, why isn't Tommy like nervous to be out there? Because we saw, in Never Hike in the Snow, he's still patrolling out there. But at the beginning of this one, at the beginning of Never Hike Alone, it's like he's just out there to be an ambulance driver. But we find out that he's been scouting the area, and he just asked that park ranger, how did this, damage to this human being happen?
Is that her pushing the brake with her foot?
Yeah. Then he's having the freak out right here. We get the Tommy reveal that we see in Never Hike Alone. Magnificent piece of filmmaking right there, Blake.
Really well done.
But I was not as impressed with the first time Jason and Tommy fight. And I'm going to pull that up right now.
Yeah, we criticized that in the first movie. Like, we didn't like how Jason pulled Tommy out, and we hear a scuffle. We don't understand how Tommy, made it through that. But Vinny does a great job in this one.
Here we go.
I feel.
They're out here cutting some road over.
So, I'll get to it.
Copy that. Do you have a description of the individual? Yeah, that's a negative on the description of the individual. Son of a bitch, I knew it.
So he looks out the window, sees Jason Voorhees. SOB, I knew it.
What the hell was that? Let go of me! Tommy?
Let go of me. What
else would you say?
I mean, I was laughing at that line. He's telling Jason, let go of me.
I think there's something wrong with Tommy. We go check on him?
I think somebody took his wallet.
Yeah, we finish this up.
Yeah.
One screw.
Tom!
Matthews. I mean, Tommy Jarvis.
Survive.
Why didn't Jason just do that to Tommy?
Okay, so while we watch this, does Jason recognize Tommy? No?
Great question. Great question. I'm guessing no, or he would have took the time to kill this dude, like stomp his head in, like Michael Myers did Sartain.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think it's better if you don't.
Tommy Jarvis right here pulls a Ronnie move. I would like to pretend you're dead while everybody else gets killed and then run away.
But the only thing is Jason takes the dead bodies back to the shack to hump. So
that's true.
You're taking a chance.
He just realized that too. He goes, I'm going to be back in that shack. I got to get up.
Hey.
I could be a friend to you.
Blood's dry already?
No.
Give the most cinematic shots to myself.
Hey, Maggot Head! Remember me?
He looked.
Asshole? Hang on, kid!
He looks.
Dude, what if Andrew would have rolled out of the back?
That would have been the best. You see him grab him.
Yeah.
He's dead. Oh, hey, Mitch is in the chat. He says Vinny kept us after class. Did Vinny go live tonight, Blake?
Dude, everybody went live tonight.
We should have watched Vinny too. That's what we should have done.
We'll open up next week's show watching Vinny.
Okay.
Guys, the topic of next week's show is called Ghost Files.
So, a question I would have to ask is, why hasn't Jason ever went into the town before all this stuff that happens in this movie, Blake?
He ain't had a reason to. No loose ends.
You really think it's as simple as that? Nobody's gotten away, and that's the reason he hasn't went into town.
I say that literally every movie the person gets away.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say that for you to say that right there. I'm just, could it be that simple, or will they say it's because of Tommy, or
Well, that's good. It could be because of Andrew. It could, or Kyle. It could be because of Kyle. It could be because of Tommy. Sure.
Okay, so you would think, Blake, give me your idea of what would happen. You just got your tail whipped by Jason, right? Yeah. You jumped into the ambulance. You got your line out about Maggot Head, and you drove away as fast as you could. Would you have gotten up the road and stopped the ambulance?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Because this guy did.
Doc Holliday says he's going to watch Jack Stream. What is that, Ronnie?
What we're talking about?
Doc Holliday. I'm trying to figure out what this means.
I'm going to watch a Jack Stream, the most based S on earth. Love you guys. What does that mean?
Love you, Jack. Can someone explain a Jack Stream? So his name is Jack.
Yeah. Is that okay? Is he promoting his own stream? Could that be that? Guys in the chat, look up, find out what a Jack Stream is. The first person to put it in the chat wins.
Yeah, because if he has a channel, I want to check it out.
Yeah, sure. we'll go watch him.
Oh, Josh Bar guy saying Blake is right. Jason is territorial. If it isn't happening directly around him, he doesn't care.
Okay, Mitch says since Jason was killed first as a kid, it's taken much longer for him to stay out after the street lights came on. What's that mean, Blake?
I agree.
We get up the road here and we're going to stop. It's sort of like when in Dumb and Dumber, Blake, when they they con those guys out of money and they get up the road and Jim Carrey has to take a pee and Harry don't want to stop because he goes, what happened in the movie? Oh, they chased him down a couple miles down the road and cut their throat.
Dude, if Tommy stopped to take a piss, Vinny would immediately be my favorite director. He's already top 5. Hang on, Andrew. I got to piss.
How did he make it? How did he catch up with him? Magic?
He's a ghost. I also think you might be thinking they've gotten way farther than what they really have, which makes why he stopped even more crazier.
Rescue 26.
I say that. Tommy don't want to run from him, Ronnie.
Dispatch, listen to me. We were just attacked.
Nick Push says, the real question is, Tommy's been looking at him forever, but he finally finds him and then he runs. Yeah, because he's getting his tail whipped.
Hey, Nick asked a great question earlier. He said, does it really make sense that Tommy grew up to be a paramedic?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, Nick.
Anybody can be one. You just got to know how to drive, Nick.
That's true. We were going to hire a guy, and he couldn't pass the damn drug test, and he went on to be a paramedic.
Okay, Mitch is on top of it. This reason he's one of my favorites. This is all I could find. Jackstream appears to be a platform focused on live streaming sports and television content online. You guys check out some of the Friday 13th movies.
I ain't reading.
Oh, novels. Yeah. I can't read. It's like that dude said in Saved by the Bell, Miss Bliss. I can't read.
Yep, that was Zeke.
My team is dead. Call the sheriff.
Why aren't you laughing? It's not funny.
Tell him to get out of Cunningham Road now.
How do you remember that?
Listen, Dad.
You hated that show.
I watch it every morning. Now, granted, I do not watch the Miss Bliss episodes, but I watch Saved by the Bell every morning. You know, hold on a second. Give me a second, Blake.
Are those on the members only channel where we reviewed those episodes?
Yeah, we got to get back on the Miss Bliss train.
We got to make it to regular Saved by the Bell.
Bo Revere, Saved by the Bell.
All right. Well, whatever you're doing, I'm going to read the comments. Mitch the Ripper says, with Tommy's mental health history, he couldn't become a cop, so a paramedic makes sense to stay in the loop. Good point. Josh the Horror Guy says, Cunningham Road. Nice little throwback to part 6. That's true. You had Cunningham Road, and what was the Carpenter? Something to do with Carpenter, right? Just want to point out to the chat, Ronnie had this ready to go.
Where have you been?
That's a new Bo Revere tape.
Yeah. He's number 1 with a bullet, Blake. You should have hit him.
Please.
Where are you going? Where have you been?
Ghostbusters.
You don't have to tell me you've been out with me.
This may be our new theme song.
I like it.
Don't be with your love.
Don't.
Can you edit Vinny over Street?
I can.
Okay. Let's do that for next week.
All right, enough of this BS. Back to Never Hike Alone 3.
Don't BS the BSer.
Don't try to BS the BSer. You know what I had for breakfast this morning?
Was it crack?
Saved by the Bell had a diverse cast before it was all the rage.
True, and we didn't care back then, did we? Like, nobody had a problem with it.
Mitch says he likes the Big Lots song better.
And Nick's in the chat, too, so that's double whammy.
It is a double whammy. What do you think, Blake?
Nah, you know how I feel about it.
You saying no?
Go ahead.
It's B.I.G. Big. L-O-T-S, Big Lots, big is for the great variety. That's what I said. It's B.I.G. Big. L-O-T-S, Big Lots, lots is for the savings you'll see. Big Lots.
The Halloween poster behind him, they made it. AI made it look like Kevin Nealon.
All those flowers would pollinate, and I go on and on and on. Can't stop the sneezing.
All right, anyway. It's a good question.
It's sad that Vinny will never see that, you know?
What's he doing?
No, I'm just saying, like, he don't watch our stuff, which is understandable. But
Yeah.
he'll never see that and know that we made fun of him for having sinuses.
Who says I got sinuses? I'm not coming on YouTube. That's still amazing to me. So, I don't know. Where are we at in this movie?
Oh, Allie with a great point, Ronnie. I thought Tommy being a paramedic was a nod to a new beginning because of Roy.
That is actually a great point. Or maybe just lazy writing.
Oh.
I don't know. But anyway, back to my notes, Blake. I thought that Vinny missed a golden opportunity to have the guy who found the YouTuber, Kyle, stabbed to death outside of his tent, ignore it and go back into the tent to beat guts.
Yeah. That's what I would have done. What was that, honey? Nothing. Zip.
Dr. Hill, a little bit better acting. You do
was
find...
great.
Yeah, she confronts Rick Cologne in the hospital about, well, there's a scene coming up that I'm going to play that I thought was just pure comedy. Nurse Hobbs, Blake, fattest and ugliest person in the movie.
Yeah.
We just saw her. Another thing, Blake, that I wanted to bring up, and I'm going to have to bring this PDF back up so you can see it. I thought it was a brave choice for Vinny to dress all the cops. Where we at? Like they were Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've talked about that a lot, but every cop in this movie looks like a Ghostbuster.
You see what I'm saying, though? Whenever you and I do our project that we got coming up soon, it doesn't have to be like extravagant. All you need is that certain button up.
Yeah. I mean, these are the worst cop outfits ever.
Yeah.
Ever. You could have done a white shirt. You could have went with the Porky Wallace button up and a cowboy hat.
That's true.
It's just me. You know,
I had to look up and see if it was the same actress from Never Hike in the Snow. I thought it was a completely different mother.
Who, Kyle?
Kyle's mom.
Blake, I like the way he ties the previous two movies together. It was very clever.
How do you do that?
Well, I mean, he just showed you that all three of these movies take place inside the same little day. The next one, I've already asked you. Why hasn't Jason left the campgrounds before this incident? Cologne, and then we talked about this. Cologne knows Jason exists. Why does he go through the charade of trying to arrest Tommy again when he finds those bodies?
Cologne has never seen Jason alive, Ronnie. I'm going to defend it on this one. He's never seen it.
It's just too much evidence out there. Let me pull it up.
That's like saying everybody gets presents on Christmas. There's too much evidence Santa's out there. I mean, he's never seen him, Ronnie. He's never seen him.
That is a good one.
Mark's mom. You said Andrew, Ronnie.
Whatever. I was trying to make you laugh. I knew it wasn't Andrew's mom.
Kyle, not Andrew.
This might be the best scene Rick Cologne has. Dream sequence.
Hey,
Coca-Cola machine.
what, am I the only one that comes in on time anymore?
What am I acting again?
Am I fake Italian?
Am I fake IROC again? Hey, Jesse.
Am I old, irritated Italian?
In here. Oh, sorry, Chief.
Jesse
Sorry,
Plemons.
You caught me beating off in the corner again.
Alan?
Alan, I had you killed.
Yeah, Chief? You okay?
We actually get to see some personality from Tom Matthews right here. I'm guessing this is the day he found out the check cleared.
Oh.
Alan, what's wrong, Chief?
You said Tom Matthews. Look at this.
Yes, I said Tom Matthews. This is the day the check cleared. He was pumped.
That right there. Okay, so like back to the point, Ronnie. He really believes Tom Matthews is the killer, and he's crazy.
Well,
and he has for all these years.
Adam, he was in Next to Kin, which has a great scene with Liam Neeson driving a pickup truck into the big city with a great song playing, Blake.
My name's Gerald Gates, and you ain't taking my truck.
It's my land. I can piss on the front of it if I want to.
So, Tommy Jarvis is having these nightmares about Jason.
Yeah.
Sheriff Rick is having nightmares about Tommy Jarvis.
Hold on, Blake. Listen, Next to Kin, Liam Neeson scene.
I love the pauses when you type.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
You like that? Oh, hold on. All right. I mean,
Everybody in the chat, what'd y'all have for supper tonight? What are you laughing at, dude?
Okay, back. Okay, Liam Neeson driving.
Why the hell? I don't understand that outburst.
Well, I figured like you were just bored of what I'm doing over here, and you're like,
I got to do something to fill the dead air, Ronnie. I mean, you're looking up a scene from Next of Kin.
Okay, how about
we used to have on VHS?
So
I remember a bus full of snakes.
Yeah,
that's it.
Next of Kin soundtrack.
Alley Girl had chicken nuggets from Sonic. Ronnie had a 72-ounce Diet Cherry Dr. Pepper from Sonic.
Our new sponsor, Sonic.
Nick had ribs. Wow. Oh, Adam had Arby's. Beef and cheddar, Adam, with curly fries. They just closed the Arby's down here in Mississippi. We ain't got one no more. I had bacon, sausage, and eggs.
Hold on. I got to find this song or it's going to bother me.
Go ahead and look for it. We're discussing dinner with the chat.
No, we're going to find it together.
Okay.
This ain't it. It's a fast song. It's not
potato
it.
Cakes. Ronnie, do we call them potato cakes down here, or is that right?
No.
That's hash browns, right?
Hash browns. Here it is, Blake. This has got to be it.
Dude. Hey, backwood.
Living in the city. That's all I remember.
Mitch, on the members only channel, I did a. This is good.
running barefoot kids.
This is really good.
I can still see that screen door, front porch, that old house where we live.
He's driving into Chicago with an old nasty truck, window down. You're right, Jim Bob. It's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Here we go, Blake.
Hey, backwoods,
There it is. Living in the city.
backwoods, it isn't very pretty.
Every day's the 4th of July.
Look at them titty. Oh. Ronnie, Mitch said he had a Red Baron frozen pizza. You got any Red Baron stories?
Red Baron. Yeah, when I could afford a Red Baron pizza, I usually burn it because I like my frozen pizzas burned.
Crunchy.
Yeah, really, really crunchy. Where we at in the movie, Blake?
I don't remember.
Okay, so Rick Cologne has a really great death in this movie.
Yeah, he does.
But before we get to that, I don't know if Vinny intended it to be this way, but I called it elevator comedy. So what they do is they take Andrew or Kyle, whatever his name is, and they're sneaking him out of there. I guess we're not going to go to that clip, but Tommy tells Dr. Hill all about Jason.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't Andrew have blonde hair in the first one?
Well, I mean, come on. Here we go. He probably did, but who knows? I thought this scene was really good.
If anyone sees me discharging a patient like this, I could lose my license.
We just have to make sure we don't get caught.
Prison cycle!
Jesus.
Tommy Jarvis. I'm placing
Rick
you on
Cologne.
for multiple homicides. Now put your hands in the air. Don't make me ask you again.
Hey, what makes you think it was Tommy?
Because he was the last one to see the victims alive. Just like your son.
You never told me any of this.
That was part of an ongoing
Who am I?
investigation, and I couldn't share the details.
You had evidence that my son was murdered and you couldn't share the details?
Hey, Chief.
Kind of busy here. What is it?
I got some asshole out here vandalizing cars.
So what? Stop it. And stay off this line.
Sir, he's telling the truth. Jason is real.
Excuse me, sir.
I don't know who you are, kid, but that can't be true. Because Jason does.
And Jason does exist because we get this great scene right here, Blake, and then we're going to wrap this crap up. I'm tired of this movie.
Okay.
Where are we at? I mean, another great shot. I wish I could have found it. And for the people in the chat, hang with me right here. There's a scene in Bubba Hotep where the guy that thinks he's a cowboy comes down through there shooting, like he's shooting like a cap gun at the mummy before he gets killed, like bang, 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 bang. I would love to know if Benny took any inspiration from that scene for this scene right here. Now, the plan was, because Jason has sabotaged every car in the parking lot. For some reason, Tom Matthews says that he has an extra battery in the back of the ambulance. They can get to that battery, reinstall a new battery, and drive away before Jason gets them. But they watch Rick here shoot Jason for the first 45 minutes of this little altercation right here. I think this is Vinny trying to give Rick his, save the cat moment, but it doesn't work.
Holy shit.
What does work is the end.
Come on. Come on. You're not afraid of
I mean, if you unload all 12 shots in the face,
you fucking mummy-faced bastard.
What if he misses? What if he doesn't what if he doesn't hit him with the axe?
I don't think Rick Cologne's dodging anything.
How old is he in this movie? He's got to be 90, right?
Yeah. late 60s. It's pretty good.
It's a Sears. Get it right. All right, good shot right there. That's the only entertaining thing that Rick Cologne does in this entire trilogy. Has zero effect. Vinny can't even sell for a true Hollywood actor.
Oh, shit.
This is a violent death right here. That's good. I will give you that. That's good. That is good. And then from here, Blake, it shows him entering the water like Pirates of the Caribbean style. Is he walking on the bottom of the lake?
Yeah, I believe so. And I like to think like the lake is like really close by, and he just walks underwater all the way to the camp part.
Yeah, but why didn't he just come out of the lake right there at that spot instead of walking down the road?
Because he didn't know where they were going. He had to follow the chopper.
Oh, I got you. Allie says Vinny's 75. He looks horrible for 75.
No, I mean, 75, it looks good.
I thought he'd been 90 looking at him, the way he talks. All right, Blake, we're getting towards the end of this bad boy. We're showing Vincent DeSanti all the love. Jason coming out of the water, emerging from the lake, one of the best scenes in the franchise. All movies. Now, do you think he copied this a little too much from Freddy versus Jason at the end? Or you think this is way better? Because I think it's way better.
I think this is way better, and I think this is probably the best Jason looks in this entire trilogy. Looks a little fat there.
He does look big.
But he is running on Instagram. He's running now.
Today's sprint day. Who says that? Who says today's sprint day? Today's allergy day.
Today's sinus day. Isn't Sprint like a cell phone? Maybe he's going to get a new phone.
That's one of his jobs. He works at Sprint. All right, so Jason gets the axe and he goes after him. I did like the way that Vinny implemented Jason being a superhero, Blake, because they're going camp to camp. They find Jason's mother's head, and Tommy gets the great idea because they actually do see it on the footage from the GoPro that Kyle/Andrew, whatever his name is, had, that there's a head there. And Tommy goes, well, if he came back to life when they cut his mom's head off, which is the basis behind these movies, then maybe if we destroyed the mother's head, little head baby, that'll kill the thing. So
turns out head is the most important part of a relationship.
There you go. And Jason actually uses the axe right here in a very clever way.
Wait. We have to destroy the head.
You think Vinny did that stunt himself?
Yeah.
He uses the axe, Blake, to block the shotgun blast.
It's really good.
I heard that they couldn't afford to get separate shots, so Vinny really had to do this. Pretty good. And then at the end of the movie, Blake, we get all kind of nods to everything. Vinny's pulling it all together. We end up on the bank of the lake where Pamela got her head cut off and everything's happening. And I did like this. The movie didn't take itself too seriously, Blake. And I know I complained about Rick Cologne being terrible, but I love the way they added a little humor into this. Let me find where, because I labeled it. Where are we at? Maybe I didn't label it. There's a scene where, yeah, here it is. Maggot dick.
Go. Run.
Tommy can't fight. He ends up with 17 arrows in him like a porcupine. The chick shows up to try to help.
Get out of here.
She hits him with an axe to the head, and I'm actually one off. Let me back it up, because there was nods to part 1, Blake. I know, Blake, I'm dragging. Part 1 and part 3 in this scene. I didn't know if you noticed it or not. I know you did. But Vinny right here.
Cool shot.
Very cool shot. See, Little Friday the 13th part 1 music right there. He added in right before Alice gets the mom. Then tying it together with the part 3 scene right here. The way he, little homage to both of those movies, Blake. Drops dead right there, real life. And then we get this scene right here where we add a little bit of humor to it.
Dick.
Maggot D.
Maggot Dick is really small, Ronnie. It's like on my fish dick.
Shit.
I like that. I mean, he realizes he's going to chase him and we get the OS.
Shit.
What do you think he was going to do, Blake? I love the little humor element right there that lightens the mood up before the very end of the movie. They get down to the bank and we get the final shot of the movie right here to end. At that time, we thought to end the Never Hike Alone trilogy. First off, everybody can see the ghost mom, which is crazy.
I like that. She's doing a bad job of hiding those sweater puppies, too.
Hey, I'm going to keep holding you.
Who's this chick?
So does she want Jason to get killed right here? Because she's calling him to the water.
It's a great question. Whose side are you on?
Yeah, shouldn't she be saying, hey, behind you, finish him off? Like that dude was saying in No Holds Barred when Zeus was like, celebrating to the window, and he's like, Kurt Fuller was saying, turn around, you idiot.
Turn around, you idiot.
Obviously, Vinny's been watching H2O.
So Pamela just disappears now?
Mitch says she probably wants Jason suffering all the way to the end.
No, she wants his suffering to end.
Oh, I can't read.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Is
All
that
right.
it? Is it done?
About my son. And he's supposed to come back?
Tommy.
No, you idiot. He was killed.
Can you hear me?
They do the will they kill Tommy Jarvis, gimmick right there, Blake. Overall, let me see if I got anything that I missed clip-wise. Maggot D, back of the car, emerging from the lake, nods to part 1, Tommy cuts off the head, Rick's death, dream sequence. That's all I got, Blake. Overall, Never Hike Alone, very good movie. Very good addition to the franchise. I like the fact that the YouTuber throws the GoPro into the water at the end of the movie. I like that we see Jason's head in the water and you see like a little bubble of breath come up. I don't know why that would happen because he's dead. But, I get what they were going. Jason's still alive, all that stuff. Tommy gets a happy ending. Maybe now he will be sane. I do think it was kind of crazy that Tommy was trying to flirt with old gal when she was trying to grieve her son's death earlier in the movie. But
you've seen Wedding Crashers. You got to take advantage.
Overall, this, Blake, you may not agree. I think this is the best installment of the franchise. I thought it was very well shot. I thought it was very in spaces, very well written. I'm a hard anti Rick Cologne guy. I don't think his character was expanded enough. He was just there to say, hey, that's the guy from part 6. So I say you bang. I thought it was a very shallow character that you could have, have even went a little bit deeper with. He's hiding out he's seeing these deaths, Blake. He covered up dudes' blood stains in the snow. So why not just go and arrest Jarvis right then. It makes no sense. And then Nick's going to bring this up, that Shelley's the mayor at the end of the movie. I've got that. Shelley's the mayor is my last note. And, more pandering to the fans. Who needs them? All right. So how much do you think Shelley cost Vinny, Blake?
I think he probably paid Vinny $500.
There you go. Nick says you had to give Tommy the kill shot. Well done. Mitch says, too bad Pamela can't lift the curse since she's dead. Allie says, I love how they all got a happy ending, except for the woman who lost her son.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, Blake, closing thoughts on this movie.
It's really good. Never Hike Alone 2 is not only the best movie in Vinny's trilogy, it's the best fan film I've ever seen and probably will ever see.
Okay, what are you talking about? What did In A Violent Nature steal?
This is when you were talking about the shot out of the water. You said, is it better than Freddy versus Jason? Everyone agreed it was better than that. And then she said, as a matter of fact,
Ali should have been the mayor's Secret Service.
Man,
Larry had to sign 50 hockey masks. You be in this movie, but you got to sign some hockey masks. Excellent job on these Never Hike Alone. Nick, don't run away. So obviously these are the cream of the crop, Blake, when it comes to Friday the 13th fan films.
Right.
I would like for us to venture off into more Friday the 13th fan films. Maybe Jason Rising, starring one Vincent DeSanti.
I mean, I'll do whatever you want to do, whatever's good for the channel, but...
In the chat, would you like to see us talk about Jason Rising next Friday on the channel? Or would you rather us do something else?
I will say this, Ronnie, and I know we've kind of talked about it before with the whole name change to ATG and AT Productions. These Vinny movies have inspired me. I don't know if they've inspired you, but they have inspired me to be a little bit more creative with our original stuff.
Nick Push says there's a fan film sequel to part 2 that's pretty D-word interesting, Blake.
Okay.
Mitch says Jason Rising is good. Allie says Deputy Playboy.
Got to trust Mitch.
Allie's saying yes, please talk about it. Adam's saying sounds good.
You guys got it. You want it, you got it.
Jason Rising. Next week, next Friday, barring, one of us being busy doing something more interesting, we'll do Jason Rising. And we'll stay on these fan films, Blake, because we're out of list. I mean, what are we going to do? Josh the Hard Guy's even saying Jason Rising is good. I have seen Jason Rising, Blake.
And you don't like it?
I don't like it.
Okay.
But that was the first time I watched it. I may watch it this second time, and, you never know. Let's see. What's Mitch talking about? On our Never Watch Alone show, we watch a lot of bad Friday. He's got a show, Blake?
I didn't know this. We need a moderator, Ronnie, so we can drop his channel in the chat.
Real quick, drop his link in the chat. Tim, Boz, Jay.
No, it's David. Remember?
Dave, intern Dave. Drop the drop the link in the chat, intern Dave, please. All right, he did it. Okay, so crazy stream tonight. Over an hour and a half. We watched Frank. Blake, we've done it all. We've watched Frank. We've seen Saved by the Bell, Beau Revere.
Yeah.
We checked in on the soundtrack of Next to Kin.
Great movie.
Yeah. We've set Jason Rising for next Friday. We haven't decided whether or not Taco Tuesday's happening Tuesday, guys. Probably not. We'll probably bring Taco Tuesday back the following week. We are going to sit down either tomorrow or Monday, and we are going to talk about Assault on Precinct 13.
Oh, yeah.
So me and Blake will discuss everything we love about Assault on Precinct 13. And that video will get out there pretty soon. And
Mitch says every Thursday at 4:00 our time, Ronnie, he goes live.
Where?
On YouTube.
What's the channel?
Mitch the Ripper.
Oh, great stream, guys. I was able to stay the whole time and kill some beers. Josh, thank you for...
Thanks to everyone.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who was here. You talked to Vinny. He might get James Sweet to come on the stream next. Like, who are these people?
I don't know. James Sweet? I don't know.
Who is James Sweet? He said, no, they're on Rumble, Blake.
Oh, anything goes on Rumble. We know that.
He knows. Anyway, there was some other stuff I was going to say. A lot of newer non-review stuff coming our way, guys, or coming your way. Trailers, skits, and then, of course, us talking about Friday the 13th and things like that. We were going to talk about the tariffs tonight, but we don't know what that means. Thunderbolts, still haven't seen it. That's pretty much it. Anything else?
Allie Girl says James Sweet directed Jason Rising.
We definitely don't want to talk to him.
No, we're good.
No, look, if we do Ronnie's Playhouse, it will only ruin the legacy of Ronnie's Playhouse.
Yeah, I made a mistake of making that pitch at the end of, do you guys want to see one more episode? Because, I mean, guys, think about it. Anytime they bring something back later, many years down the road, it's never as good. So
you're watching Ronnie's Playhouse. Everything we do on this channel is Ronnie and Blake's Playhouse. It's Ronnie and Clowney.
Beat the shit out of me.
It's Ronnie and Clowney getting after it every single day on here with Tim the Tard. All right. And Jason Rising, the mustache needs its own agent in Hollywood. So for Blake, I'm Ronnie. Love you, buddy.
Love you, man.
Well, I'm deep in the gutter. My